Hey, before we get to Dana's full forecast, we have an update for you about that black bear that was found in the Old Port earlier this week. The Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife just posted this within the last 15 minutes or so, and they gave us a little update about the black bear. They said that it is likely, or it's time when a black bear is about a year old for them to kind of venture off into the world on their own feet, and then usually around this time of year, spring and early summer, they will pass through urban areas. They say they were able to, after they gave it some anesthesia, safely relocated it to a more remote area in Oxford County, not in a parking garage in downtown Portland.
Hopefully not.
No, a much better situation for the bear. They say this is a lesson we can all learn because we need to make sure we don't leave bird feeders out, anything that could attract bears, because this is the time of year when they would find their way out of the woods and into our backyards.
Hopefully sending them back out into the woods, that's where they want to be, not in the Old Port parking garage.
I mean, you could make an argument that a bear, never mind.
Might be a lot of trash to eat in there, but.
Sure. You were talking about rain in the forecast.
Yes.
And I'll just say the dew point today, nice and crisp. I didn't feel sticky at all. It was great.
We haven't really had a lot of those very humid days since earlier this month. Once we kind of transitioned out of that hot and humid pattern we were in, we've been a little bit more like early summer, spring-like lately. And in some ways that will stay the same as we go into the 7-day forecast, but in some ways that will change. For example, I think of three things usually when I think of summer weather: heat, humidity, and afternoon thunderstorms. And afternoon thunderstorms is what we're really going to be talking about mostly in this 7-day forecast. In fact, right now it's the afternoon or early evening, and we do have some thunderstorms that have popped up. Most of these have been in areas away from the coastline. Earlier, they were mostly north of Bangor, but we had a couple pop up closer to the northern Augusta, Waterville areas just south of Skowhegan. These have had some heavy downpours and some lightning, but they haven't been too strong at all this afternoon. But tomorrow features a greater chance for showers and storms. It's going to come in two waves. The first wave is going to be the warm front that rolls in earlier in the day. That will bring in some more consistent rain for the morning hours, starting in western Maine and moving from west to east across the state. Then there's going to be a bit of a break in the afternoon, followed by the cold front that will bring in the greater chance of thunderstorms. The good news for the weekend forecast, though, is that by the time we get to early Saturday morning, this low will be out of our area and we'll just have isolated chances for showers in the afternoon. Similarly on Sunday, though likely more numerous on Sunday than Saturday. So once we get into the overnight hours tonight, we'll see that increase in cloud cover, and then the warm front rolls in. It's going to be that more consistent rain with some pockets of heavier rain at times. This model really pops up a lot of sunshine in western Maine in the early afternoon between the warm front and the cold front. I think it's a little ambitious for the amount of sunshine. We've had a lot of patterns set up like this earlier in the summer, and in most cases, we aren't able to break out of the cloud cover. I do think that is the more likely case here. Then in the afternoon and evening, the cold front rolls in. That brings in our chance of some thunderstorms. If we are able to get some sunshine, some of these could be a little strong, some gusty winds, small hail, or some frequent lightning. But we're not expecting too many issues as we go throughout the afternoon and evening hours tomorrow. And then this swings out of our area in time for Saturday, in which will feature a mixture of sun and clouds and an isolated shower. So there is a marginal or 1 out of 5 risk for some severe storms during the day tomorrow. Again, as if we get a little bit more sunshine, that could be more likely, but we're not expecting too many issues. Best chance of a stronger storm will be in areas of Portland and west back into New Hampshire. And then next week, there's going to be a lot of heat to our immediate west, and that means we're going to have the jet stream setting up right over us. So next week, we're going to have a lot of chances of some scattered showers and thunderstorms, but most of the heat is not going to be getting into our area. Marine forecast sees 2 to 3 feet. We'll take a quick look at that 7-day forecast. We chose not to put shower or storm chances on every one of the days here, but just keep in mind, Chris, that we are in that pattern that's a little bit more summery, where we have those chances of storms in the afternoon.
We will take it because the more sun we get, the better. And if we deal with a little shower in between, no biggie.
And it's a good day to be weather aware tomorrow, and we'll be tracking it.
For sure. There you go. Thanks, Dana.